I just have to finish my job for November, and that means the appreciation for those who have been serving in other areas that has not been mentioned for the last few Sundays of October. And I'd like to call on George Russell. You are the chairman of the board, but I think you were not acknowledged, as I was told by my wife, who is a member of the trustee. So I think you are a good leader because you're not. So in behalf of ICF, thank you very much for your leadership. ICF is in a better hands because of George's leadership. Also, we are privileged to have good nourishment every Sunday. And there are people who take leadership with a lot of obedience to your team leader, who happens to be me, and sacrifice by producing those nourishing food every Sunday. And so it's but proper to acknowledge you. So I'd like to call on the following: Dea de los Reyes, to please come forward. And Daniel Ibarro. Eleanor
Mary Ellen from Brooklyn.
Okay, these are the names that were given to me in advance, but they apparently have changed hands. So I'd like to call on Mary Ellen Weiler. I have a magic box here that has never-ending supplies. My wife didn't help me, so I have to do it. Okay? Can you help? Right. So while they're giving, we just would like to acknowledge that you can appreciate them by enlisting yourself. If you have not prepared any food for the last 52 weeks, well, not yet, you can still have enough time to sign up with these 4 food groups. And also, aside from there, we have asked the following to take leadership in greetings and giving gifts for every birthday celebrants and anniversary celebrants per month. So I'd like to call on Frances Angeles, Eleanor Tai, and also Debot, who have been preparing the communion bread. There is also a ministry called evangelism. Evangelism is to present the gospel to everyone. There's one particular member of our church who always take every opportunity, to the point that last week I'm so busy that she has to call me and to listen that the mother of Edmond Tolentino had accepted the Lord. So, and also for the parents, there are a lot of Sunday school kids who really gave their lives to the Lord through her teaching in the Sunday school. That means at their early age, they know what they believe. They can reason out their faith. And that's remarkable because that is evangelism. I'd like to call on Emily. And one of the ministries that we somehow doesn't get much support, but is very much needed because this is the entry level of our ministry. Do you know what is the entry level of our ministry? The moment somebody enters our vicinity, that's the entry. And we have two consistent persons that does this. Mr. George Acevedo and Daniel Ibalio. And now, let me go to the mission. I'm very much thankful for your support to me as the leader of mission, whether financially or with gifts. I really and truly are thankful for our ministry has not just around our community, but it has gone beyond our borders. We now have 3 worshiping, growing churches that carry the name of ICF. It's called ICF in the northern part of Luzon, under the leadership of my father-in-law. And also, there's an international Christian fellowship in the lower part of Luzon. It's called International Christian Fellowship in Laguna. And the recent one, which hosted part of our medical mission, is International Christian Fellowship in Bulacan. This is the church that has been growing the most. And this is the church where they had reached out to my families. I have never imagined that my nephews, nieces, and will be able to accept the Lord. I tried for the last 40 years. I even paid for a lot of things. But this church, God has used to reach out to them. And so I'm thankful for that church that ICF is supporting. And also, the medical mission. I think medical mission is one area where we can say there are hundreds who have committed themselves to the Lord. And with that commitment, churches are being strengthened. And so I'd like to call on 2, actually families supposed to, but I will just call their representative because the medical mission has actually started initially by their family support. Alex Mangawang Sr., Memorial Medical Mission. I'd like to call on Malu. This is the bag that we use to give towels, toothbrush, toothpaste to those who volunteer for our medical mission. And it's called Philippine Medical Mission International Christian Fellowship. That's us. And the medical team is called Christ Compassion. Manu? Thank you very much. And since the mother or the wife of Leo Agustin, Memorial Medical Mission, I'd like to call on Manang Mercy Agustin. And while she's coming, I'd like to acknowledge the person who is actually leading our medical mission. I think there will come a time I might not be going there, but hopefully she will continue. She has been effective in coordinating our medical mission financially and whatever is needed in the ministry. I'd like to call on Colette Agustin. There is one that silently helping our mission. Silently because she never wants her name out. She never speak about medical mission, but God has blessed her with a work that received medical samples, medical medicines. And so over the years, she gathered all those that are about to expire or even expired. Do you know that in the Philippines, there was a ruling that medicines that has expiration, they are actually supposed to be good 6 months and even up to 3 years. But the law of our lands is very specific. So, but in there, it's different. And so, I'd like to give thanks to Nid Simpelo for all the medicine. And once it's coming, this is what I'd like to say. Pastor Sam is not here. I have no idea if there are envelopes that were given for the last 3 Sundays. And so, his birthday is on November 5, and at the same time, I'd like to give him and to complete his appreciation envelope. So whoever would like and have given, will give it this coming Sunday. In all these things, why do we do appreciation ministry? God has said that in order to appreciate, in order to honor each other, we need to speak it. And in ICF, I think I'm good in speaking, but as a church, we better excel in giving. And so I'd like to say thank you to each and every one of you who write a check indicating appreciation gift. A member asked me, where are you getting all these funds that are being used for appreciating leaders and members of ICF? And I said, it's from God. I just don't know if it comes as a check, it comes as a box, but whether it comes from any one of us, we need to say it comes from God. And this month, I have to do double work because it's a mission month, which means remember our missionaries in prayer. And at the same time, please attend the mission banquet that you will be hearing next Sunday for this month. I'd like to send our support to all our missionaries this year. And so it's only God and you who can help me do that. And lastly, I'd like to read this book. This is one of the books, my favorite book. It's so small, but and a few words, but it's loaded. And let me read it this way. A special thank you for each and every member and friends of ICF. You have made a difference in my life. Thank you for your encouragement.